the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as
the Pelicans are before. Well, guys, certainly one to watch, David. Thanks. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
The coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for New Orleans right now, Ayton is out there with Griffin. And it's Wall, then it's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Warren in at the small forward position. It's good.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Now Lillard. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Softly drops in the floater. Lillard's got his first 2 points of the night.
Now, Lillard's one of the smaller point guards in the league, but amongst traffic, he's willing to go in and challenge, and tough one there as he gets creative.
Now here's Wall. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Dallas. Warren kicks to Griffin. Knocked loose and stolen by Cauley Stein. Lillard the pass to Cauley Stein. Wall against Fournier. Three-pointer, Lillard. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Now there's another way Lillard can beat you off the ball. Great timing on the catch and shoot.
And Damian Lillard has always been an incredible scorer. His range and ability to create let him carry the load on offense, and has also stepped up as a vocal leader for this team, has grown into that role the last few seasons.
Now here's Covington. Outside Fournier. Lillard against Wall. Lillard finds Fournier. Just 4 to shoot. A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. Misses in close. And with Lillard and becoming a team leader, Greg, he's always been one to lead by example.
And when Lillard was the clear star of the team, players started to look at him as a mentor, or realize the kind of effect he can have on his teammates. And that led him to opening up, inviting them to dinner and hanging out. Wasn't something he took to immediately, but he has shown he can not only be a franchise talent on the court, but off the court as well. The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Wall dishes to Lamb. Back to Wall. To end the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates, and when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Here's Lamb. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Fournier. Lillard outside. He kicks it to Fournier. Back to Lillard. Outside Fournier. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists tonight. Outside, Wall. Shoots over Lillard. A nice shot by Wall.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
I love his will, his take charge attitude, the aggressiveness, all of that showing up here.
And so it's Portland heading to the bench with a... One of the premier point guards in the NBA, John Wall, knows his reputation.
My season would mean nothing to me if I don't make it.
Well, that's the mindset you have to have.
You know, individual accolades are great, but team success is what it comes down to.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
So for New Orleans right now, Griffin is out there with Ayton. Then it's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Wall, and it's Warren in at the small forward. Down low. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Fournier passes to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Well, Cauley-Stein positioned himself early and then found the reward there as he collected the ball and threw it through.
And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
And so Griffin will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. A 12-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. It'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Here's Ayton. That shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way.
And you know what? They played well, but just not well enough. And close games really test where your team is at.
Well, you can learn a lot about yourselves, and coaches can learn about the confidence in their players. So back to the drawing board, get in the gym, and look forward to the next opportunity. The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And Fournier kicks to Covington. Outside Fournier. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Griffin. Takes the 12-footer and hits. 8 points for Evan Fournier.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Brent, the league playing at a faster pace overall now. Will there ever come a time when every team will play with that same speed?
No, because one team will always be faster than the next. So it's never going to be exacting for every ball club. And as you and I have talked several times, Kevin, you got to play to your strengths. And even though teams are finding more positionless basketball players, some of these guys have attributes to their game where you want to get them in certain positions. That takes time.
It's all about personnel.
It's all about your personnel. And again, putting those guys in the proper place where they can succeed more often.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here are the Pelicans now. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Warren against Covington. Out of bounds. Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Warren. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Fournier. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
They just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him. Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
And Lillard kicks to Covington. Makes a three. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Passes to Warren. Wall against Lillard. Inside. It's tipped. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cauley Stein.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Here's Lamb. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Lamb's got his second bucket of the night.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome. Portland came out ready to play. They did it just the way it was drawn up in the locker room, starting out on a 10-2 run. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. In the second quarter, they faced a much tougher challenge, but they intensified their effort.
And we welcome you back to a beautiful aerial view of the I-5 freeway as it flows over the Willamette River here in Portland, Oregon. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, you know, you don't think of him as a big-time playmaker, but over the first 2 quarters, that's exactly what he was.
Moving the basketball and making the extra pass, making the defense work harder to stop them. Nice offense there.
Robert Covington out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Evan Fournier, and it's Lillard in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
Well, John Wall, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook came into the league around the same time. All of them in the conversation for most athletic big point guard in league history. Of the 3, I think John Wall, the most prolific playmaker, always looking to create for his teammates. That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And Fournier kicks to Lillard. The pass to Harrell. Back to Lillard. Buries it down low. Lillard's got 10 points in the game. And John Wall, such a multifaceted game, it almost feels wrong to call him a pure point guard. But that's what he is, isn't he? Just loves to set up his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And he can score at a high level, but it helps him as a playmaker. Guys thrive playing alongside him because he commands so much attention.
That shot by Griffin, no good.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
And the basket by Lillard.
Yeah, he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Lillard against Wall. Kicks it to Lamb. Back to Wall. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. On the clock. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And let's see the stat sheet here on John Wall. How his last 10 games have gone. 3rd in steals, 15th in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And it's his lightning quick hands that have put him in the top 3 in steals. Also his tremendous anticipation. He's constantly all over the basketball. Pass to Covington from the arc. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside, Wall. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Warren. Count it, good. Warren's got his first 2 points of the night.
Ah, the will of Warren, admirable, superb, staying with the contact there.
Wall against Lillard. Pass to Fournier. The The three-pointer, no good.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. .111 left to play in the third. And stolen by Harrell.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
Warren against Covington. Here's Cauley-Stein. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Griffin finds Wall. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. There's 38 seconds left in the third. Fournier with the ball. 8 points for him. Lillard outside. Back to Fournier. Just 5 on the clock. Launches it. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. That's a 2 from Lillard, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. The third quarter comes to a close. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. So for New Orleans right now, Jeremy Lamb out there with Wall. Then it's DJ Warren. Then there's Ayton. And it's Griffin in at the 4 spot.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Griffin's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Pelicans. Here's Fournier. And here is Harrell. To the inside. And the layup is good. 10 points for Evan Fournier.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Cauley-Stein grabs the board.
I give the defense a C+ on that possession, but still, I'm sure he's upset he missed.
And it's Lillard missing.
Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
And stolen by Lillard. Launches a 3. That one doesn't drop. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. To the middle. Here's Griffin. He kicks it to Lamb. Passes it to Warren. Outside, Wall. 6 to shoot. Over Lillard. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Portland leading by 5. 4-3, Covington. Portland again missing. On the pass to Lamb. Buries the long-range jumper.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Lillard against Wall. And Lillard kicks to Fournier. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Wall with the steal. Off the left rim and out. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points. Three-pointer, Lillard buries it from three-point range. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
And that is what you need in big moments. Lillard's a strong leader with competitive drive. Bingo.
And Wall kicks to Lamb. Clock at 6. Back to Wall. Fires the 3. The shot will not fall.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Lillard, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Griffin passes to Ayton. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, shocking there. That one's amazing.
Well, you play your heart out all night long, and then just 1 or 2 shots at the end decide the outcome.
Lillard, yes!
Well, he has that ability, elevates his game in the clutch time. It's Lillard time. He's on point.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 4. There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, more than half of their scoring has been through him. It hadn't been selfish either. That's the way they mapped this thing out. And they knew what a tough matchup he'd be for their D, so they just decided to ride it.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry said to his team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. Did you know that, Kevin? I mean, I'm a Bay Area product. We could talk more about that later. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're down by 6. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside, Wall. From outside, off the mark.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
19 seconds left in the game.
And unfortunately, it's time for them to say night-night.
Well, you'd like to have a rewind button and get a couple plays back, but impossible at this point. Need better execution at times.
Brooks feeling it out a bit. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry,